back to another video. Welcome back to Cooking with Mo. My name is Monique and I'm so happy to have you here. Today I am going to be cooking a pork roast. This pork roast is going to go in the crock pot, so what I'm going to do is just show you how I season it up, and then I'm going to put it in the crock pot. It's going to stay in the crock pot for a few hours, of course, but then I'll bring you back and show you the final finished product. I am also, I'll go ahead and forewarn you, I'm also going to be doing a separate video on my brown rice. So when you see a separate video of me in this same outfit, don't be alarmed. I do change clothes every day. So just because the video is on a different day doesn't mean that I didn't change my clothes or whatever. It just means that I recorded 2 videos in one day. Okay? So anyway, so here we go. I already have this pork roast. This pork roast is, I'm not sure what the weight is. I meant to check the weight on it before I started the video, but I forgot. But what I'll do is I'll make sure that I check that for you, and I'll let you know what the weight was at the end of the video when we come back and I show you the final finished product. Okay, so anyway, I have this pork roast. It is kind of fatty, but that fat is going to help with the keep it juicy, and of course you can always eat around the fat. You don't have to actually eat the fat. So what I'm going to use to season this, I make my own seasoning. So in this bottle I have Goya. I have Sazon Goya. This is the brand, the orange box. They have a pink box, a white box, a yellow box, I think, but I use the orange one. I can't read Spanish, so I don't know exactly what it is. All I know is that Goya really gives your food a savoriness that it adds to your food, and it just makes it awesome deliciousness. So I have Goya, I have some, and I use equal parts of all of these ingredients that I'm telling you. I use equal parts. So when I made this bottle here, I used tablespoons. So I did a tablespoon of Goya. I did black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, soul food seasoning salt. Sometimes I use Lawry seasoning salt as well as the soul food seasoning salt, and sometimes I use McCormick, whichever one is a better value. In this bottle, it's actually the McCormick seasoning salt. I use lemon pepper, I use accent, and paprika. And if I didn't say black pepper, I use black pepper. I do not put any white salt, any, white table salt in here. The seasoning salt and the accent seasoning and everything, that gives it enough saltiness, as well as this Sazon Goya. It has a little bit of saltiness as well, especially if you use it by itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this seasoning that I created, that I mixed together rather, and I also put some Italian seasoning, a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, and a tablespoon of parsley. So I'm going to take, that's about 2 tablespoons there. And I'm going to add an equal part of brown sugar. I normally use light brown sugar, but I didn't have light brown sugar today, so I'm using some dark brown. And normally, you guys, I like to measure, but as I said in a previous video, when you're cooking, you don't really have to measure. It's more important to measure when you're baking than it is when you're actually cooking. Except for with salt. You never, sometimes, a lot of times I don't put salt directly in my food just because I don't want it to be too salty, and you can always add salt to a cooked product. Okay, so I'm just gonna mix that up. Again, that's about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and 2 tablespoons of my seasoning blend. If you don't have a seasoning blend, then all of the seasons that I mentioned, you can just put a teaspoon of each of those seasonings in this rub that I'm making up, and that will be fine. And I will list all of those seasonings that I use to make my seasoning blend in the description box below. Okay, I also have some garlic, some minced garlic that I'm going to use. So with this roast, I have it cleaned. I washed it and everything, and I tried to pat it dry a little bit, but pork makes its own water. So as you can see, it's already starting to make a little bit of water. It's watering up right there, and that's fine. So I'm going to take this and just sprinkle this all over the front and just kind of massage it in. And then flip it over and sprinkle the rest on the back and massage it in. This is going to just give your crust, your roast, a nice caramelization on the outside, and it's just going to be really, really good because all of that is going to get on the inside as well as it cooks in the crock pot. Okay. So now I'm going to take this fork. My hands are really nasty, so I'm not going to touch this jar. And try to get out that's about a teaspoon, maybe a half a teaspoon. Get out another half a teaspoon. Yeah, that's about a teaspoon. And I'm just going to rub that all over this roast. I love garlic, you guys. I know that's probably what just about every cook says. I've never met a cook or a chef that just did not love garlic. It is so good on your food. It gives your food just the best flavor. So, anyway, have that all rubbed in and looking good. And I'm going to take him over here and get him in the pot. Going to the pot. Dead man walking. Okay. I'm going to wash my hands up right quick. And I already have, come over to this side. I already have my crock pot heated up, so I have it on high. I'm going to cook this on high just simply because it's kind of late in the day and I don't want it to be cooking all day. I'm going to spray my pan, my pot with a little Crisco butter. It's gonna smoke a little bit because that's a lot, but I don't want the roast to stick to the pot in the beginning. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put him in here. They hear a little sizzle, but not much, because I did have it preheated. And then on top of the roast, I have some pre-sliced bell peppers and onion, green, red bell peppers and onion. I'm just gonna put those on top. Give it a little extra flavor. I'm gonna go ahead and use all of these. I'm going in with 2 capfuls of distilled white vinegar. You don't want a lot of vinegar. And then I'm going to go in with probably about 1/4 of this bottle of red roasted pepper Italian seasoning. Just enough to kind of cover the roast. So that was 1/2 a bottle. And that is it. I'm going to go ahead and cover this and let it cook for a few hours. I'll let you know when we come back exactly how long it took. And you can see that it looks really, really good and well seasoned. And I have it cooking on high. So I'm going to cover that. And we will be back in a few hours. I'll show you the finished product. And yeah, so we'll see you in a little bit. Love you guys. Okay, you guys, here I am back with the finished roast. This roast was actually about 3.5 pounds, and it took about 3 hours. Okay, and as you can see, it is falling apart. It's done. It tastes good. I tasted it, and it's just falling apart. It looks really good. And we only put that the 2 capfuls of vinegar in there, and the Italian dressing, the 1/2 a bottle of Italian dressing. And you see all that water that it made, because pork makes water. It makes its own juices and everything. Okay, so I decided to record this portion myself because my son is tired, so I figured I'd record this part myself. Anyway, here's the finished roast, and I thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anyone and everyone that you think may benefit from it. I love you guys so much. And again, I appreciate you tuning in. I think my next video, I'm going to do macaroni and cheese. I have one of my subscribers asked me to do some oven baked macaroni and cheese. So I think that's going to be my next video. And I just, like I said, I really appreciate you guys. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. And I hope you try this out. Try this recipe out. It's, if you like spice, you know, I'm not a spicy type of girl. I can't do a lot of heat. But if you want spice, then you can add to your seasoning blend, add a tablespoon of cayenne pepper and a tablespoon of Tony Chacheres Cajun seasoning. And like I said, I'm going to list all of the ingredients that I use in my in my seasoning blend, as well as everything else that I use on the roast. I'm going to list all those ingredients in the description box below. And so I'll do I'll do my list for the seasoning blend, and then I will add those two more ingredients that I just said to make your seasoning blend spicy. So again, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I love you, and stay tuned for my next video. See you guys later. Bye bye.